Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I am your host, the sexiest man in Midwest independent wrestling, Timothy Regal, joined by the 7-star mind, Alex McCarthy. Alex, it has been a week in professional wrestling.
We gotta talk about wrestling this week.
Well, we probably should. This is a wrestling podcast. I mean, what else would we talk about if we didn't talk about wrestling?
Okay. Friday, I saw Aquaman. Last Wednesday, my Solo Drama Club kids had their performance of some student-directed scenes.
You did see Aquaman?
Pepsi is delicious.
I prefer Dr.
Sunday,
Pepper. Teaching them.
Shut up. Sunday, I saw The Who's Tommy at the Coralville Performing Arts Center. They should sponsor us. And all of those things sound more interesting to me to talk about than wrestling right now. We can wait until 10 and talk about the season finale of Manifest tonight.
We literally, if I'd known now what I knew then, we would have a podcast on the Slam Fame Wrestling Network literally devoted to analyzing every episode of Manifest.
My goodness.
Maybe we'll do that
Maybe
for
we
season
can do that
2.
For the off season. Just rewatch every episode.
Manifest rewatch. I mean, you did see Aquaman.
I did see Aquaman.
Starring Dion Roosman.
Yeah, or Roman Reigns.
I'm pretty sure that's Dion Roosman.
Some people think. Okay, tell us what you think on the Twitter machine. Who looks the most like Aquaman? Because I have some people say think Joe Asa looks more like Aquaman than Dion.
No way, dude. Totally. Jason Momoa looks like Dion Roosman.
And I think Roman Reigns looks a lot like Jason Momoa, and I think Dion looks a lot like Jason Momoa. But I just think, like, put that motherfucker in a vest and send him out there at WrestleMania, and nobody will know the difference. Are you chloroforming yourself?
It's Momoa.
Are you chloroforming yourself?
No, I'm trying to cover coughing.
Are you sick?
I'm not feeling too well, but we'll get through this episode. And then you saw Tommy. I heard that there's somebody in that musical, not Tommy, but somebody in that musical looks an awful lot like our buddy John G.
A little bit.
How was Mr. John? Was this Mr. John G's acting debut?
No, he's been acting since he was 10.
I did not know that about John G.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he
actually had a theater scholarship at St. Ambrose.
I did not know that. I mean, he acts like he counts 3, but
what?
Yeah, he acts like he counts 3. You know. He does a pretty good job of that.
I guess. Wow. You see this?
What?
East Coast Wrestling Association presents the 5th annual Women's Super 8.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear the lineup for this?
What is the lineup? I knew the Super 8 was coming.
Gabby Ortiz, Casey Spinelli, Layla Hirsch, Miss Jasmine, Zoe Sky, looks like maybe Geneva Cross. It's hard to read the font on this poster. If you're going to use such a small fucking font, at least make the font legible. Quinn McKay and Scarlett Bordeaux.
Ooh, so they brought in one name that everybody knows. ECWA.
Okay.
And, ECW, they use... They're still around. ECWA is a legendary independent wrestling company. One of the originals. I remember getting tapes of the Super 8s back in like 2001 2002 that had Low Key and American Dragon. Are you still with me?
Yeah.
You didn't move, and I was like, did the screen freeze, or we're Skyping this episode, so.
I think they can fucking tell.
Hey, trust me, I work in Davenport, Iowa. There's some pretty people that are pretty slow.
Wow.
But no, the ECWA is a.
Prick, Regal.
Can I talk? ECWA is a legendary independent wrestling company that, I mean, like, I used to get those Super 8 tapes of, like, they had, like, Dragon and Low Key and all those guys on them. And the Super 8 was one of those original, like, indie wrestling tournaments before we had, like, Bola and the Super Strong Style and all that. But over the last few years, they've gone to a much more regional type of promotion. But, no, good for Quinn. I know she is out there living and training in the Baltimore area now. And obviously Scarlett is everywhere. Apparently there's some type of Impact Wrestling storyline with her and Disco Inferno. Why is that a thing in 2019? I don't know. Who gave Disco a paycheck? That's why.
I think your buddy does, doesn't he?
Who?
Your buddy?
My buddy Don Callis?
No, your buddy, I can't say his name.
Disco?
Who?
Disco Inferno.
Isn't he on your boys show?
He's on Keeping It 100 with Conan.
Oh, I thought he was on the whatchamacallit network.
No.
I thought he was on the brand.
Oh, no. He's not he's not with that guy. He's okay. No, the only podcast that Disco is on that I know of is Keeping It 100 with Conan, and he's basically there so Conan can make fun of him the entire time.
Pretty much. See me, feel me, touch me.
Why are you singing?
Yeah, it's from Tommy. Got stuck in my head.
Oh. Well, I mean...
Oh, also on Friday I saw Newsies at Circa 21.
You did?
I saw another show this week, yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty good.
I haven't been to Circa in forever. I really want to go back.
Yeah.
But Alex,
what?
This is a wrestling podcast.
I know.
We gotta talk about wrestling.
Why? We have less likes than the New Age clout laws.
Oh God. I wasn't even gonna put them over or put that over because that's what that person.
It's okay. Nobody listening knows what they are.
Because
nobody knows what they are because it's a surprise.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I'm gonna do this in
sell tickets.
I'm gonna do this
fucking show to sell tickets to this time.
You're not gonna sell tickets when you start making Facebook pages for stables or groups or something, and you don't tell people what it is. That's not gonna make me as a wrestling fan want to buy a ticket to your show. Okay?
It's a surprise.
Also, first and foremost, Alex, like me and you agree on something. I hate when people add me on social media to groups or things without my permission. So don't invite me to like pages that you don't even tell people what the fuck they are. Also, like you said, why don't we, I don't know, worry about actually getting to running a show, because the first time you didn't. I know there were some circumstances. Seth Rollins is calling me.
Is he really? Put him on speaker. Who is it?
It could be Seth Rollins. I don't recognize the number. No.
Answer it. It'll have to be like the college class where if your phone rings during class, you have to answer it on the air.
That would be
That
funny.
should be a new gimmick.
where my phone rings, we just answer it to whoever it is.
Yeah.
Bill collector, telemarketer. We just screw with them on the show and ask them about pro wrestling. I'm leaving my phone on. If that happens again, we're doing it.
You're on Off the Chest, Timothy Regal.
Hello, Off the Chest, Timothy Regal. You're on the air. How can we help you? No.
See me.
So basically, for those of you, we should back up. There is a Midwest independent wrestling promotion that basically went out and created a bunch of social media pages for stuff apparently related to their promotion, and then didn't really say what they were for. So they're trying to, I guess, viral market their talent or whatever. And Alex McCarthy, being the person that he is, kind of made a comment about it, and then it turned into a thing. And then this entity's Facebook or whatever, I don't know if it's a tag team, I don't know if it's a stable, I don't know what the fuck it is. They actually tried to say, hey, we're more popular than the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Well, guess what, fuckers? We're not pro wrestlers. We're not a wrestling promotion. We're just two guys sitting here talking about professional wrestling, hoping to entertain a few people that want to listen to us.
And this is the other thing. I don't send invitations to all 800 fucking people on my friends list when I make a page. I put it out there, and if people want to like it, they like it. I want to organically gain likes. I want to organically build our market. I'm not going to harass people by sending them invitations 3 or 4 fucking times to like the same thing. I hate everybody. I can't believe I'm doing this on the air.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. You know where this viral marketing thing is going to end up for them? Hopefully the same place that ended up for Billy McFarland, okay?
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe it's Billy McFarland and Ja Rule. Maybe they're the new age clout laws. Maybe they're coming to Iowa. Yeah. Oh wait, Billy's in prison.
Ja's probably in hiding.
Ja Rule.
He's probably on Pablo Escobar's island still, isn't he?
Ja Rule is out promoting his new app that basically is, I've looked at it, it's just Fire, just relaunched under a different name.
Why would they use the Fire name?
I don't know. Maybe because everybody is suing them. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully you have better luck at viral marketing than the fucking Firefest. And that is probably the most I'm ever going to talk about this, and I don't even know why the fuck we brought this up on the show, because
I'm gonna bet we want to shoot on everybody.
That's exactly what they wanted us to do. So you got your 10 minutes.
We put you over, brother. We put you over. We put you over.
I'm sure we're gonna get. I'll wait for the hate tweets and posts to come in when we drop this.
All five of our listeners now know who you are, and good luck. None of them are buying a ticket to a fucking wrestling show in 2019, except for maybe Doug.
And Doug lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
Montgomery's
make the trip.
Thomas Montgomery's buying tickets to wrestling shows, but he won't listen to this show till 2025. So
right.
No, Alex, you watched Elimination Chamber last night. I watched Elimination Chamber last night. Hey, I gotta say, the first thing that's on the top of my head last night, based on the feedback I saw on Twitter, WWE, not every pay-per-view has to be 5 hours long. People were actually quite happy that your show ended at 9:15.
Yeah.
Redux Wrestling tagged you in a photo, and it looks like the 7-Star Mind.
Yeah, we're doing another 5-minute challenge on March 8th at Kick Me I'm Irish.
Oh, who's gonna answer it?
I don't know.
You still did my boy Sensei Bach wrong, He
didn't last 5 minutes.
But he beat Moondog.
He didn't last 5 minutes.
But no, WWE. First off, yeah, show starts at 6 o'clock. Did you watch kickoff match?
Yeah, most of it.
Kickoff match with Buddy Murphy and Tozawa, I actually did watch, and it was excellent, excellent work. But the overall length of the pay-per-view, ending at 9:50, starting at 6, ending at 9:15, dude,
wonderful.
If it's a B-list pay-per-view, that's fine.
I started watching the replay because I was still up because I'm used to watching for 6 hours.
3 hours, 20 minutes maybe, if you got to go a little bit long, is fine. Nobody cares if you're B-list. Now, WrestleMania, yeah, go a little longer. Royal Rumble, go a little longer. Not 6 hours long, but a little bit longer. Okay? But no, start to finish, condense it down, 3 hours, in and out. Maybe 3:20 if you have to. But going all the way back, no, Tozawa and Buddy Murphy, excellent match. Here's the problem. If you constantly put the cruiserweight title on the pre-show, aren't you basically telling your fans that it's not as important?
Have they ever done anything to try to make the 205 Live? Have they ever done anything on a pay-per-view, on Raw, on actual TV to make the cruiserweights feel important? Outside of that 1 hour a week on 205 Live, my argument would be no. It's always been billed as a second tier afterthought brand.
I actually thought putting them in the Worlds Collide paper tournament actually helped.
I proved that they were a second tier brand.
Well, they are a second tier brand.
Right. So NXT's not getting matches on the main card pay-per-view. NXT UK sure as shit isn't getting matches on the main card pay-per-view. Why would 205?
They get their own shows.
Well, then 205 should get their own show, or should... I don't know, but that's the point.
We've discussed the concept of 205 Live getting its own pay-per-view before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make... It's in this weird spot where all of the other second-tier brands have their own pay-per-views. 205 Live doesn't have their own pay-per-views, so they're in this weird spot where it's like they're not going to put them over on the main show, but they're not getting their own show. So they're in this weird purgatory limbo.
But just put the title, put it on the main show. You could take. I mean, last night they obviously the two Hell in a Cell matches, but you can throw something else on the pre-show. I mean,
well, okay, but my question is, Regal, then at what point do you say, well, then why isn't there an NXT title match on the main card pay-per-view?
Because NXT has TakeOver.
What?
Because NXT has TakeOver.
Then is 205 a main brand, or is it a secondary brand? If you're saying it's a secondary brand, but you want it to be treated like a main brand, either they need to have... Or, you know what you fucking do? Make the pre-show 205 Live TakeOver. Nobody cares to listen to fucking Sam Roberts and Booker T give their predictions on the matches anyways. I guarantee you no one gives a fuck. Just make the first hour from 5 to 6, 205 Live TakeOver.
The only thing that I ever watch on the pre-show is the wrestling match. Unless it's like a WrestleMania type pre-show. Then
could they not do that?
They could. I mean, it's
They're
an interesting.
They're
not going to, is it? But because we gotta pay.
We gotta pay. Talking about how Pat McFarland got
Pat McAfee. He was a punter in the NFL.
The shitty pre-show analyst guy.
He's better than David Rosenberg.
What?
He's better than David Rosenberg.
He is better than David Rosenberg because there is no David Rosenberg. I think he's on par with Peter Rosenberg. Actually, if I had to pick between Pat McAfee, Sam Roberts, and Peter Rosenberg, I would pick Peter Rosenberg. I think he's the best out of those three.
I think he's the absolute dirt worst.
But if I was in a car with those three, I'd go off a fucking cliff. Sorry, I'm fired up today.
You are. You're in a bad mood. You're grumpy.
I don't know what it is. Anyways,
you're the grumpy old teacher today.
They said they signed Fuckhead to a full-time contract. I haven't seen the motherfucker since they allegedly signed him. Is he literally just here to do NXT kickoffs? Is that his full-time job?
Well, he does a podcast too.
For WWE?
No, the Pat McAfee show.
No, I'm saying they reported that WWE signed him full-time to do what?
Maybe they're getting him ready. Maybe they're putting him through stuff at the PC. Maybe they're working with him.
Hopefully what they put him through at the PC is a meat grinder. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm
terrible.
I'm kidding. God, you can't joke anymore. You can't joke about killing somebody anymore.
You probably shouldn't. That's kind of mean.
But you used to be able to make jokes about murdering a motherfucker, and times have changed, the world's changed. I just have to accept that.
What the fuck are you doing? Or what are you on today, Jesus?
But no, I'm saying like freshman year of high school. Every day.
Alex,
there was this kid who me and my buddy Tom would threaten to murder him in front of the teacher when he least expected it. Every day we would threaten to murder him. Now I'm comfortable.
That's called bullying. That's called bullying, Alex.
That person that I threaten to murder every day is Ryan Decker, one of my best friends now. But I'm saying, if I did that today, I'd be on a list. I'd be locked up.
You would be, and the security guard at your school would probably tackle you.
Right. I would have never met my best friend.
There's stuff that, and you're 10 years younger than me. There's stuff that we used to do at my high school that there's no way in blue hell we could get away with now.
Regal used to juggle switchblades in the hallway, and the teachers were impressed that he was that coordinated.
Yeah, I had switchblades. I had a Switchblade Jay White T-shirt in high school. Even though Jay White wasn't even born yet, I knew that he was going to be the guy.
I said you juggled switchblades.
Because I was getting ready for Jay White.
You were getting ready, exactly. God damn.
But Alex, we have our quote-unquote finger.
Hey, hold on. Make yourself a note.
What?
If I ever run for political office, we need to delete this podcast.
I'm going to do finger quotations here. We have our first, finger quotations, women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
Bailey and Sasha. Excellent match. I loved it.
Hey, they're the first WWE women's tag team champions.
Well, the first WWE women's tag team champions. I'm seriously hoping that for WrestleMania, we get the return of the Jumping Bomb Angels, and they come out with their tag team titles.
Dead?
Are they? I don't know. But we should get the Jumping Bomb Angels and the Glamour Girls to come out. I'm pretty sure one of the Glamour Girls is probably dead at this point. But they should come out. They should challenge Bailey and Sasha, saying, "You claim to be the first women's tag team champions, and you weren't." Even though I'm sure the Glamour Girls are also probably about 80 years old at this point. I think that would be a great program to run.
One of them is still alive.
One of them did pass away?
Rio Tateno and Itsuki Yamazaki. They're both still alive.
So we technically could have the Jumping Bomb Angels show up at
what
WrestleMania.
Year is it, 2019?
Yes.
The older they're 54 and 53.
Hey,
they could probably work a decent match.
They can do it. They can pull it off.
They're still in shape.
That's them Japanese wrestlers, man. They go till I think that's Minoru Suzuki's older than that.
Yep. All right, Jumping Bomb Angels. I'm surprised Joey Janela has not tried to book the Jumping Bomb Angels yet.
Oh, I'm sure.
Could you imagine the Jumping Bomb Angels versus Janelope at a spring break?
Or like do like Jumping Bomb Angels versus Jessica Havoc and LuFisto or some crazy ass match.
Why
like
are you
that.
trying to kill the Jumping Bomb Angels?
I'm not. But no, I thought the match was good. I was really thinking that they were going to put the titles on Nia and Tamina.
That's what I thought too.
And then have Bayley and Sasha win them at WrestleMania. But having Bayley and Sasha win them here, do you believe the rumor that it could possibly be Trish and Lita?
I hope not.
You don't want a Trish and Lita match at WrestleMania?
Not really. No, I'd rather actually build the division. There's so many capable teams. I could see maybe doing a tag turmoil instead of a women's battle royal. Do a tag gauntlet and have Trish and Lita in the tag gauntlet, but I would not have that be your I don't know. That's kind of similar to what we just had with an Elimination Chamber, but
I think if with them putting them over as the first champs, I think there's something special. I don't think that would just be we really don't have anything for this at WrestleMania. I think that they're gonna
right, but that's fucking counter. I don't like when it's just fucking these girls ain't over. We better pull out the part-timers. Let's go get 45-year-old Trish and Lita.
I don't think that's what's going on here if it is Trish and Lita. I think that if you bring in Trish and Lita, literally the two probably most legendary women's talents that you have that can still go, and basically they're still alive. I think if you, by doing that match at WrestleMania and putting Bayley and Sasha over, and they would put Bayley and Sasha over, obviously, I think that really says, hey, and it can be your nostalgia moment, because I don't see a lot of nostalgia moments on this card, and they're going to want at least one.
I have no fucking idea what they're doing with this card. Other than the two matches that are announced, I have no idea where they're fucking going with this WrestleMania.
The only other place where you could do a nostalgia type moment would be a Braun Strowman gets two legends to be his partners against Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin in a 6-man tag.
I don't know. I also kind of think that, between Evolution and last year's Women's Rumble, they've played the nostalgia card enough for the women. How about you talk about the Women's Revolution? Let's build up the women of today with a WrestleMania moment. I'd rather see any of the four heel teams that were in the chamber take on Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania. I would honestly, they're nowhere near ready. But I would honestly rather see Jessamine Duke and Shamina Shakur, or whatever her name is.
Marina Shafir.
Sure. It's definitely not that, because it's Marina something. I would rather see Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir against Sasha and Bayley than Trish and Lita.
If we're going to go to NXT, let's get Kairi and Io.
Yeah, but I'm saying that would heat up. I don't
know. But no, I thought the women's elimination chamber match went about as good as I thought it was gonna go. Actually really looked like a star in that match to me. Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan showed me a lot in that match. She's gotten a lot better in the ring.
Yeah.
She's got great charisma. She went from being Carmella 2.0 to, and I hate to use the Harley Quinn analogy because obviously that's I think she almost gives off the Harley Quinn vibe more than Alexa Bliss ever could have thought of doing it when Alexa made the gear.
I could agree with that.
I love the blue or the blue tongue gimmick with her. It's just fun, and she just comes off as, you know, this really cool. I think she's gotten a lot better. I think she showed something in this match. The dive, obviously, moment was cool. Her and Sarah.
I think the Riot Squad girls are like actually a really tight faction. Like they seem really passionate. They're always posting pictures together. They're always seemingly doing stuff together. Like, I think they are really passionate and really, like, a great team.
And I've calmed down since last night. The Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey match, I think it's not that I don't think they buried Ruby at all. Obviously, I was disappointed because I wanted to see Ruby, who obviously I love. You know, she's a Midwest girl who we've seen literally come up from day one on the Midwest independent scene. So I've watched her forever. I wanted to see her go out there and really have a great match with Ronda. Unfortunately, booking, you know, plans, sometimes you don't get to do that. Sometimes it's a storyline device to get Charlotte and Ronda in the same place so that Becky Lynch, who apparently rides motorcycles now, I don't know when that became a thing.
What?
Becky was wearing motorcycle gear last night. When did Becky? Apparently, Becky rode a dirt bike.
She's driving in on milk trucks. So.
Huh?
Tonight she's driving in on a Guinness truck.
Dude, they need to have her
drive in on a Guinness truck. She'll spray Steph down with green beer.
Book it. I'm all for it because basically they basically last night parodied. What are you doing?
I don't know.
They basically last night parodied the. Stop that. They basically last night parodied the Stone Cold beating up Vince and then getting drug away in handcuffs, which was one of those local Jamoke jobbers security kids supposed to have handcuffs, because it just seemed weird that she went quietly with her hands behind her back when they didn't cuff her. So I'm like,
maybe she did that herself just for the Austin comparison.
I'm wondering if I think somebody was probably supposed to have handcuffs and forgot. It's like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Just put your hands behind your back. Hopefully nobody will care or notice. And of course, the internet always notices. The internet notices everything.
Fuck the internet,
whether you want them to or not. But no, I calmed down. Last night I was pretty upset about it, but I've calmed down since then, and I'm okay with it. I
mean, at least she was on the fucking show. Where's Asuka?
Asuka's the SmackDown Women's title, and she didn't even make the show. You know, I would like to know also, when was the last time Alexa Bliss wasn't on a pay-per-view that she wasn't injured on? Because we didn't see hide nor hair of Alexa Bliss.
I mean, there were plenty of girls that weren't on the show. There were plenty of people that weren't on the show.
I mean, Lacey Evans apparently thought she was on the show.
What the fuck was that? Yeah. What the fuck was that?
Lacey Evans literally just walks out.
Has there been any report about what that was?
Nope.
I gotta listen to John and Wayne and see what their thoughts about that
I saw somebody tweet out, it's like, this is like that moment on Raw in like 96 when Captain Lou Albano would just wander to ringside for no reason. Some people, there have been some pretty funny social media stuff with that one. Somebody made a meme of when you're going into the office, but then you remember it's President's Day. No, I don't know why in the world Lacey Evans just walked to the ring and then turned around and walked back. If you're gonna do that, give her a microphone and let her cut a promo for a minute. Hell, your pay-per-view ended at 9:15.
Apparently, there was an unannounced U.S. title match that got cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody said that. Well, who was it? I think it was either Alvarez or SRS who reported that they were handed entirely new formats during the Cruiserweight title match.
Okay, so maybe there was a match that got cut for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was no U.S. title match for reasons that, I don't know.
I mean, Regal, there was no Universal title match.
Well...
So Brock just sat in the locker room all night and did nothing.
Yeah, sure he did.
I mean, we didn't see Rollins on the show. That was a mistake. I think I would have had Rollins at least. Well, I know he's hurt, but I would have at least had him come out and do a promo or something to, build your WrestleMania main event.
Well, we do. People forget. People think this is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. It's not.
Oh, I know it's not.
We have to go to Fastlane before we go to WrestleMania.
You have to get in the fast lane.
Yeah, we have to get in the fast lane on the road to WrestleMania. So.
And then you know what we have to do?
What?
Left turn!
Are you making fun of me?
Oh, not just you.
It was
everyone.
I watched some people turn left this morning because I couldn't watch it yesterday. It was a good race. My man Denny Hamlin got the win.
Oh, Kyle Busch. He's your man? Your man?
My guy Denny Hamlin. Huh?
Not
No, that's why Becky was wearing that suit last night. She actually just got back from the Daytona 500. She was driving a car.
Wow.
A
Monmouth teacher won the $2 million Powerball prize.
Ooh. Something tells me they're no longer...
buy a house and a new car.
Are they going to continue teaching?
Doesn't say.
If you won the lottery, would you keep teaching, Alex?
Depends on. I mean, if I won $2 million, probably, because I would make that. I would spend that pretty quick, especially after taxes.
Because you take me to WrestleMania.
I'd probably go to WrestleMania.
And you take me with you.
Maybe we'd get a bus. We'd get a bus and take a bus to WrestleMania.
Take a bus of a bunch of people.
And we'd film it all. I'd rent a Greyhound bus for WrestleMania, charter bus. That'd be fun. That would be fun.
That would be kind of fun. And we'd be in the fast lane on the road to WrestleMania.
We would be.
I kind of asked myself, it's like we do have another pay-per-view before WrestleMania. It's like what's going to be on that show? Because
but Regal, they need to tell some fucking stories in a hurry because I have no fucking idea what they're doing for Mania other than the two matches they've announced. They're not building anything right now.
I'm guessing that picture will start to take shape this week. And we are recording this on Monday afternoon, so we are a few hours from Monday.
Hey, motherfucker, we're live. Whenever you're listening to this, we're live right now. 3 a.m. on your chip route, Mark Storm, we're live. 2 p.m. when you're filing your 2025 tax refund, Thomas Montgomery, we're live. Who's the president? Nobody knows, but we're live. Whenever you're listening to this, we're always live.
It's gonna be Kamala.
The Ugandan giant, isn't he dead?
And I saw that. No, Kamala is actually still alive. And I saw a T-shirt that said Kamala for President 2020. People are supporting Kamala. I don't know how he's gonna be president though, because he's from Uganda, and he
was a groomsman in Jay Lethal and SoCal Val's wedding.
That is true. No, but I don't know how are we going to make Kamala president when he wasn't born in the United States? You have to be born in the United States to be president. He's the Ugandan headhunter.
I don't know, Regal. Maybe he's gonna use Kim Chi's green card.
What? Which Kim Chi? Steve Lombardi or
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, Michael Cole wants to step away from commentary.
Yeah, I got a text about that this morning, and somebody was asking me, it's like, who do you think, who would you have replace Michael Cole?
Honestly, what I would do personally, I'd throw money at Josh Matthews.
You think they go out and throw money at Josh Matthews?
I'm saying that's what I would do. I don't think they would do that.
Do they take another run at Mike Goldberg?
Maybe Adam Goldberg.
No.
The year was 1980 something, and professional wrestling was actually good.
So we're gonna have
on Monday Night Raw.
So we're gonna have Patton Oswalt be the paid announcer for Monday Night Raw.
Oh yes. We're gonna have Adam Goldberg write Raw, and Patton Oswalt's gonna be the commentator.
No, it's like
pretty good,
like
actually.
If you look in their system, it would be Tom Phillips would become your A announcer, which I like Tom. I don't mind Tom as much as some people.
I don't think they'd ever get Morrow full time.
No. And then
Vic Joseph. So what about Vic Joseph? Do you think he's better than Tom?
I was actually gonna say I think I've really gotten to the point where I do like Vic Joseph.
Yeah.
On the shows that he does, so I think you could see him step up. The other person, kind of like, what if they make Ray make Ray? What if they make Renee the primary announcer?
Actually, just had a crazy thought. You know who might be perfect for the lead announcer role?
Who?
And it'd be Aiden English.
I will say that Aiden's not.
He freshens up that. He's great. Like, he's got a great voice. He's fresh. Like, you know what I mean? It's a refreshing voice at the commentary table.
I mean, and obviously he does have a good voice. We know that.
And all of the best, like, think of like Gorilla, and like some of the best play-by-play guys were ex-workers. I don't know.
Also, what is the timetable for Michael Cole possibly stepping away? We're talking within a year? Are we talking 2 years, 3 years? Because if we're talking 2 or 3 years away, maybe they take a run at a guy like Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah.
Who is still really young, and is a hell of a commentator. Do they? I don't think they would go after Kevin Kelly.
I don't really see them. I feel like they're very much the type that, God, they wouldn't put Coachman in the lead role, would they?
God, no. No.
Although I will say Coach is better at. He was always better at play-by-play than he was color.
Yeah.
So if you put him back in that lead announcer play-by-play role, it might not be as bad as when they brought him back to do color.
Possibly, but now what do you make of the Braun Strowman angle?
I don't know. Where are they going?
I think it's gonna be Braun goes and gets a couple of partners that, like, maybe some legends like Kurt Angle.
Angle and Nicholas.
Do we bring back Nicholas at WrestleMania?
Nope, I got it. Harley Race and Nicholas.
Oh God, why Harley?
Because he's in a wheelchair, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh. No, I think Kurt Angle obviously is a guy you could slide into that slot to make it believable. I know some people online have speculated possibly Batista, because there's been a rumor out there that he's possibly for since he.
That's such a lackluster Mania match for Batista, though.
I'm gonna throw
a hired hand in a 6-man tag.
I'm gonna throw another name out there that I think would be much better spot in that spot because he wouldn't have to bump very much.
Roman?
That would be your spot for Cena.
Oh, Cena?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or that could be your spot for The Undertaker if you want to have him on the show.
He's telling people he's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah, but, retirements are, always subject to change, and money talks and bullshit walks.
I don't know. He's going to be at Double or Nothing. Or not Double, or let me rephrase that. Starcast.
Yes, he's going to be at Starcast, not Double or Nothing.
Undertaker versus Sting. MGM. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Last man standing. Death War. Special guest referee. Elegante.
Okay.
Is Elegante dead?
First off, Elegante, Ray Gonzalez, unfortunately, or Jorge Gonzalez, long since passed away. No. And, okay, so here's the thing. First off, that just sounds completely and horrendously terrible to me.
Of course it does.
If you could have had Sting and Taker 10 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe even 5 or 4 years ago, I'd have been okay with it. There's no way in blue hell I want to watch that match in 2019. Keep in mind, I did not watch Crown Jewel. I did, however, see clips on the internet, and I can only imagine that a Sting versus Taker match would be worse than that fucking abortion of a tag team match that they had in Crown Jewel.
Don't say that word on this podcast, Regal. What if they did this at Starcast and it was Team Taker versus Team Sting?
Where they don't wrestle?
War Games match.
As long as they're not wrestling in it, I'm okay with it. No, I think
put on Team Taker and who'd you put on Team Sting?
I don't know. But you could also do Kane in that spot. We'll get the mayor. We'll get Angle and Kane.
What about Nicholas?
Nicholas is just on the outside of the ring.
God, this Mania is actually sounding. This Mania is kind of sounding kind of terrible outside of the main events.
Nicholas got a C- in algebra, so his mom told him he couldn't wrestle this year.
Now, Braun, if you want a match at WrestleMania, you got to take Nicholas with you.
No, that's what Okada's mom does to Yoshi. You're stealing my gimmick, Alex. That's what Okada's mom does to Okada when Yoshihashi wrestles. No, I think we've got to, starting tonight, start setting up something for Mania because outside of the women's three-way, Braun and Brock,
Becky Lynch is suspended.
Well, sure she is.
No way.
Did I say Braun and Brock?
There's no way they're letting her wrestle, Regal.
Yeah, sure.
She's suspended. She's injured. It's not going to happen.
Sure,
she crossed the McMahons.
Oh God.
What if we did a episode?
Huh?
What if we just did a kayfabe episode?
We kayfabe Mark episode. That would be actually
wrestling is real.
Wrestling is totally real. Everything, it'd be like the absolute antithesis of what Ron Funches has been. That I finally showed you that bit, didn't I? I think I showed it to you during Royal Rumble, where he's like,
"Yeah,
what kind of a psychopath would I have to be for me to want wrestling to be real?" So if somebody spills coffee on you, so you just body slam a motherfucker. And there's a guy that carries a snake in a bag and it bites people, but it can't bite the Undertaker because he ain't got no blood. Like, that is legitimately one of the funniest comedic bits I think I've ever heard, and it sums up wrestling in general. And I still to this day in 2019, I don't understand how any wrestling show you go to, you will find that person that still thinks wrestling is completely real. Now, granted, unfortunately, many of those locations, I believe that that person probably has some type of special need, but wow.
I remember when I was in 4th grade, my buddy's dad tried to tell me he liked wrestling. And he was like, "Yeah, that WWF is fake, but WCW is real."
I always love those. No, I think I may have told this on the story on the show before, but no, when I started watching wrestling as a child, my dad very early set me down and said, "Hey, I don't care that if you want to watch this, but I want you to be aware of what is happening here," because my dad used to be a crew guy for local shows for Vern, and basically would tell me, "Hey,
Your dad was in the business?
not in the business. He was he was basically like a local crew guy."
You're 2nd-generation wrestler?
No, my dad was not in the business per se. He did like very like odd jobs. I know he's told me stories like he took guys to the airport back in the day. Just so basically he was a local guy who I think would help out sometimes, and he would always go to the shows. But
That's cool that your dad likes wrestling, though. My family hates wrestling.
Yeah. No, my dad was an old school AWA wrestling fan. The Crusher was his favorite wrestler. So
Did he do the Wrestle Rock Rumble?
I don't think he did. By that point, he had stopped watching wrestling because my mom hated it, and didn't start watching wrestling again until I started watching wrestling again. And he never got into the modern wrestling as much as I did, but I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the show before, but one Slamboree, they were honoring legends, and the Crusher came out, and I had no clue who the Crusher was, but at the time, my father was acting like Jesus Christ had just shown up. He's screaming and hooting and hollering and yelling at me at the top of his lungs, "Tim, it's the Crusher! It's the Crusher!" That was my dad's favorite wrestlers were the Crusher, the Vachons, and Larry the Axe. So I fortunately
How cool was meeting Larry the Axe then?
Huh?
How cool was it meeting Larry the Axe for the first time?
Thankfully, for me, I fortunately one of the one person I've been able. Well, no, because I met Mad Dog and told him. Actually got my dad when my dad was still alive. I got him an autographed picture that he kept on his desk in his office. But no, I was fortunate enough to tell Larry the first time we went to the Trigo Stes Hall of Fame that my father was a huge fan of his. And Larry's, of course, reaction was, "Well, your dad had good taste." But
you think your dad would want to be in the 7-Star Mind Academy?
Probably not.
Oh. All right.
So, hey, did you see the latest thing today that's come out?
Oh, what, about Graves?
About Graves?
Yeah.
Apparently Graves has been, well, okay, so again, we should backstory because we're on a podcast. So over the weekend, unfortunately, there was some darkness in the wrestling business as Corey Graves' wife went to Instagram and posted a very nice family photo, and then in the caption outed the fact that Corey Graves has been having a relationship with Carmella, which is unfortunate, and you don't like to see that, and I especially don't like it when people do it in public forums like social media. But now, the latest coming out today is that apparently Corey and his wife have been separated for several months, So, and the divorce proceedings are in process. So you kind of got to wonder how long has the relationship with Carmella been going on? And if it was going on longer, I mean, obviously that's terrible and you should never do that. But I did cringe last night when I think it was Beth Phoenix made a comment to Corey Graves about Corey. Mandy Rose tried to end the marriage of Jimmy Uso and Naomi. That's terrible. And I'm like, ooh. And then Corey at one point said, I know my daughters are watching and they're so excited. I'm like, oh, bro, did you really just go there today? Unfortunately, there's that, and how do I say this without coming across like an asshole?
My guess is you don't.
Unfortunately, it happens a lot in this business because people are on the road a lot.
That doesn't make it
right.
Okay.
It's not right. You're still a shitty person if you do it. If you're married to somebody and you love that person, you shouldn't be cheating on them. Unfortunately, in this business, it happens a lot. People are going to shit on Corey Graves. They're going to shit on Carmella. But I hate to tell you this, folks. Probably a lot of the people that you cheer for every day have cheated on their significant other. That's all I'm going to say.
Cheer for me.
Because Alex is never going to cheat on his significant other because Margaret can beat the shit out of him. It's true. Let's be honest. You're kind of a wuss.
I'll kill you. It's the last episode, folks, with Regal on it.
That's, of all the things I've ever said to you on the podcast, that's going to be the one that's going to make you quit?
No, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to kill you.
Oh,
it's going to be the last episode with you on it.
Right now, the way my ribs are feeling, I might think I might be better off, but...
You give you a code breaker?
A little too much yoga, I think, this morning.
How many sessions did you do?
Just one, but I went hard.
You got hard doing yoga?
Well, I mean, if it works for Finn Balor. Can we talk about that for a second?
No.
I have this theory.
No.
Is Finn Balor like feverishly masturbating in the gorilla position before he comes out? Vince McMahon sitting there going, harder, faster, harder. Huh?
Never mind.
It's like, can we get Finn some ring gear that covers that up?
Is this better than a Vince Russo impression, Mark? Listening to him talk about Finn Balor masturbating? That's what you always wanted.
What? I'm pointing out the fact
I can only imagine.
I'm pointing out the fact that Finn Balor comes out and he does that thing on the ropes where you can't tell me it's not on purpose, where he sticks that goddamn thing right out there, man.
I don't look.
It's almost impossible not to notice at this point.
I've never noticed it except for everybody posting pictures on the internet. Everybody else talks about it. I've literally never noticed.
I mean, we follow at Dean Alicious on social media. He posts a picture of it just about every time. So
you and him get into it about something this week?
We had a little back and forth about the Carmella and Corey incident, but nothing major. Just kind of a difference of opinion, slightly, but no, and then but it's fine. Can we talk about how I still think it's like Jimmy Uso's lucky he didn't get tased or shot. That's like Carmella and Naomi in an Elimination Chamber. I actually said we should call them Team We Had a Really Weird Week, because one got outed, one got pulled over by a cop, and then her husband tried to fight the cop, and then won a tag team title. So What do you got to do to get fired in WWE at this point?
I mean, they've never fired people for cheating or alcohol.
That's true.
So it's really not that surprising. So everybody that's like freaking out, like, oh my god, they won't fire anybody because they're gonna go all elite. It's not true at all, because they've never fired anybody for cheating, and they've never fired anybody for getting an OWI or DUI. It's happened lots of times.
Yeah, and I don't know. But,
it's not even the first time it's happened to Jimmy, is it?
Didn't
he win the tag titles right after he got an OWI last time?
What was it, Jimmy or Jay last time?
I think it was Jimmy.
Because she's married to Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, the last time it was Jay.
Either way, you fucking... Yo, Oos, we haven't won them tag team titles in a while. What should we do? Oh, man, we gonna get fucked up and go for a ride, Oos.
I don't think that happened.
Day one-ish.
Allegedly,
whatever.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that was not a recording of Jimmy Uso saying, we haven't won the tag team titles in a while. Let's go get a DUI.
Allegedly, because we've learned that if you say allegedly, they cannot sue you. Thank you to Merrick Brave and the Brewers, Brawls, and Brave podcast. Hey, Alex, what's on the Brewers, Brawls, and Brave podcast this week?
Oh, I don't fucking remember.
Were you that drunk this time?
No, I don't think so.
I
think we draft theme songs.
Okay.
Then I really don't remember what the one after that was. I really don't remember next week's. I think it was, did you listen to our Elimination Chamber episode?
I did.
I could not hear it. Was I bad on it? Because I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
You could tell you couldn't
karaoke.
Hear.
What?
I could tell you couldn't hear.
I couldn't hear anybody.
Excuse me.
All right.
Are lovely.
We're in pretty good shape, aren't we?
I think we're good. Was there anything else we needed to cover? I think we got pretty much everything.
You want me to talk about ZOWA Live?
Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about the fact that you were the ring announcer on Saturday night for ZOWA Live
at Scoop in Oregon.
At a deli.
What?
At a deli.
Scoop's sandwich shop, and I had the Stumpy.
They have a Stumpy sandwich.
Yep, they have 2 ZOWA-based sandwiches, the Stumpy and then the Haven, which is also known as the turkey butt.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's on the Stumpy?
Italian beef, mozzarella, marinara, and a meatball.
That actually sounds fucking delicious.
It was. It was really good.
I need SCW to run it like a sports bar so we can have the Regal.
Just fucking whatever's in the cabinet all on a bun.
Wow.
Everything in the cabinet on a bun.
Absolutely not. The Regal would be a lettuce wrap with Hey, I'm on DDP yoga. I'm trying to stay ketogenic, so it would have to be something like that. It would be a lettuce wrap with some grilled chicken, some alfalfa sprouts, maybe some kale.
I'm dying over here.
The Regal
vegan,
would
be vegan.
No, it would not be vegan. The Regal would be a gigantic sandwich. We actually at one point, I think it was actually your boy Moondog posted a social media post about a wrestling themed restaurant, and I said we'd have to have the Regal challenge, and I listed off like this insane, like you have 1 hour to eat this type of food challenge, and it was basically like every favorite thing I want to eat in a sports bar. So like it was a corned beef or turkey Reuben, a double bacon cheeseburger, a pound of boneless buffalo wings, and then a pound of bacon cheddar waffle fries, and you had to down it with a 42-ounce soda or light or Bud Light beer, and you had an hour to eat all of this. I think that's pretty close to what I think it was. That would be the Regal challenge.
All right.
Alex, are you awake?
What?
Are you awake?
Yeah, you can only imagine.
You can only imagine.
Yeah. Anyways, so ZOWA Live started out with Mario Crivello versus Stumpy. Do you know Mario Crivello?
I have not seen him work yet.
Yeah, pretty sleazy.
They should team him up with JT Energy.
That's exactly what they did. Fucking spoiler alert.
Oh, I didn't know that.
JT threw Mario a pair of brass knucks, and Mario got the win over Stumpy with the brass knucks, and Crivello and Energy exited together. Second match was a triple threat match. Braxton versus Connor Hopkins versus James Brady. James Brady took a crazy dive off of the wall where the sound equipment was. Like there was like a little like, do you know how like in some places they have like the DJ area is almost like a stage and then it's kind of walled off. You have to like go around and go up some stairs. They had an area like that. He climbed up on there and jumped off and onto Braxton. But ultimately Braxton took Hopkins and Brady down with the double choke slams and picked up the victory. Then Zeke Zishi came out and talked about how wasn't crazy about the Oregon fans, how they treated Becky Collins in her ladies title match against Laney Luck. And Becky came out, and I've never seen a woman grow a beard quite like Becky Collins can. But she came out and said she was treated poorly, and then her brother Bucky came out, and Bucky and Zeke took on the roommates, Bailey Bright and Dakota.
Please tell me Dakota beat up Zeke Zishi really bad.
So what happened was it was a lot of Bucky and Bailey in the match. They were going back and forth, and double tag. Zishi and Dakota both came in. Zishi kicked Dakota right between the legs, got himself intentionally disqualified, and then they beat the crap out of Dakota until Bailey chased him off.
Really?
Yep. And then they had the ladies title match, which was Laney Luck versus Savannah Stone. Laney retained. Very intense match there.
That's a match I'd like to see. That's two of my favorite ladies.
Yeah. After intermission, we had Rough Crossing and Stephen Wolf in a bull rope match. That was pretty wild. Wolf surprisingly got the win. Wolf took one of the loudest Alabama slams I've ever heard in my life.
Why does Rough Crossing not work more places? That dude should be getting booked everywhere.
I agree. I think he works a lot of Chicago area indies, what I heard. And then, so it was supposed to be JT Energy versus Scotty Keys, and then Crivello got involved and Stumpy got involved, so it got turned into a tag team gauntlet. They were the first two entries. Crivello and Energy picked up the win. They then faced the Fun Police, and the Fun Police were haunted by the voice of one Bobby Houston, who said, if I'm going down, I'm taking all of you down with me. And that distracted the Fun Police long enough for Crivello and Energy to get the victory over them. Finally, the last entrants in the gauntlet were the ZOWA Live Tag Team Champions, the Academy, Tyler Pregal and Myrna, and they ultimately retained their tag team titles. So it was a successful gauntlet for them. And then the main event was a submission match between Christian Rose and Herrick. and crazy intense match. And at the end of the match, Rose picked up the win. He was cutting a promo and talking about how, he got sick a while back and thought he might not ever wrestle again. But he was back, and he was happy to be back in ZOWA. And then Bailey Bright came out and said, everybody has a conversation about who the best wrestler in ZOWA Live is, and I ask a lot of people, and they say you. And if I want to continue, basically said, if I want to continue to call myself champion, and I want to, really prove that I'm undefeated, I have to beat you. And so on April 20th at the season finale, it's going to be Bailey Bright versus Christian Rose for the ZOWA Live Championship. Key. Hurry back, I got to leave for work soon. All right.
Hey, Margaret!
Leave it in a half hour.
Hey, Margaret!
Yes.
What, Regal?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hurry back, please, because I have to leave for work in a half hour. Okay.
And once again, our listeners get a glimpse into the lives of the McCarthy clan.
We're not the McCarthy clan. She has her own name, Regal. She's not my property.
The McCarthy Adele clan. The McCarthy Adele
clan. I'm not a fan of clans, Regal.
Behind the scenes of the McCarthy Adele Square Garden.
Okay.
Name one good clan.
Anyway. The McLeod clan?
I don't know what that is.
They're from Highlander?
What? The Highlanders? Rory and Robbie?
No, not Rory and Robbie. Those were the McAllisters.
They were the Highlanders.
Yes, they were. Because they were Irish. You've never seen the greatest movie ever, Highlander 2: The Quickening. So.
Well, then obviously, if I haven't seen it, it can't be the greatest movie ever.
You haven't seen a lot of movies, so it very much could be. According to Ricky Bobby, it won the Academy Award for greatest movie ever made.
Who?
Ricky Bobby.
Oh God.
The greatest NASCAR driver ever.
Oh, that's a freaking accomplishment.
Man, me, Thomas Montgomery, and Jason Prentice are going to come beat the crap out of you if you keep besmirching the awesome name of the almighty NASCAR.
You know what I'll do?
What?
Turn right.
I hate you so much. Hey, you know who else loved NASCAR?
Who?
Dusty Rhodes.
Did he?
He did.
Oh.
I think they even put him on the side of a car once with Mellow Yellow.
Yeah. Why did you try to talk like Dusty? I can't read. I don't speak sign language. This is the only sign language I know. This is Regal. It's a podcast. Speak. What? What, Lassie? Timmy's in the well?
Fuck you.
God damn it. I'm hilarious. Regal, I don't know if you knew this, but I've been feeding Alex lines all night long, or morning, or afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this. Because we're alive, damn it! Whenever you're listening to this, we're alive.
Vince?
What?
What are you doing at WrestleMania?
I'm gonna have a live sex celebration with Ronda Rousey after she makes that little Irish girl tap like a bitch.
Please tell me that's going to be a dark match, because nobody wants to see that. I mean,
you don't want to see Becky Lynch tap like a bitch.
No, I want to see Becky Lynch. I don't want to see the part after the Becky Lynch match that you're talking about.
She's gonna tap like a bitch.
Okay, we got that. Thanks.
Like a bitch.
Vince, you need to go. You need to go.
Goddamn, pal.
Gotta go, Vince. See you later. Bye.
Regal.
What?
You're fired.
Yeah, it's my podcast. You can't fire me. Leave. Sorry.
Woo!
Rick.
We're living.
Hey, Rick.
Regal.
I'm glad you're here. Now, question, Rick. You do know how Skype works, right?
Moment. Are you talking to me? Are you talking when I'm talking?
Go ahead, Rick.
Woo! You don't ever talk when the Nature Boy is talking. Do you understand that, boy? You don't talk what? Are you trying to talk when I'm talking again? You son of a bitch. I owe you some chops. Why aren't you here? I'm not a big fan of this Skype shit.
Because I'm not feeling well, Rick.
You're not feeling well. Well, you're not gonna be feeling well when you get in the ring with the kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, Learjet flying, limousine riding, son of a woo gun.
Hey, Rick.
Woo!
Rick, I got a question for you before you go. Rick, question.
What?
What'd you think about Becky Lynch beating up Charlotte with crutches?
The greatest moment in the history of Monday Night Raw when Vince McMahon took that little Irish girl and took her out of the match, took her out of WrestleMania, and now we're going to get the main event that we all deserve. Rowdy Ronda Rousey versus Ashley.
Hey, Rick.
Say it with me, Regal. Ashley.
Hey, since I'm not there and you can't chop me, I'm going to say something. I really, really liked Charlotte's overalls last night.
I'm going to kill you, boy. You mother. Hey, whoa, Rick. Regal. Why you got to instigate like that?
Because it's fun when I'm not going to get chopped in the chest 20 times.
Hey, what are we doing next week for Pipe Dream? We need some ideas. Who was your favorite wrestler in 2008?
Tyler Black.
What's your favorite Kenny Omega match of 2008?
The one he had in Ring of Honor with did he wrestle Tyler Black? I don't know.
Oh my God.
I've openly admitted that I was not a big Kenny Omega fan at first. I was not a fan of that Kenny Omega Ring of Honor run. Of course, Adam Pearce was booking. That probably had something to do with it.
Whoa!
Adam Pearce booking Ring of Honor was fucking garbage.
Whoa.
I've said that many times.
Let me tell you something, baby.
Dusty.
Regal, you know what? I agree with you about Adam Pearce booking Ring of Honor.
They should have hired you, Dust.
They should have had me, baby, the American Dream, live in a living color. Second most recognizable athlete in the world.
Absolutely.
I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Do you know what that is?
What's that, Dust?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
Why do I fall for that every time?
You fall for it every time, baby.
Hey, Dust, did you watch that NASCAR race yesterday, Dusty?
Left turn, baby, I said. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the victory.
Dale Jr. retired, Dusty.
Not on the one I watched.
Okay. Well, you watched another one. But
That's right, baby. Pearly
Hey,
Gates Championship racing.
Wow.
Dale Earnhardt Sr. won.
That'd be some fun stuff. I'd like to watch some of that. Hey, Dust.
What's that?
I know why you're here.
I'm here to cut a promo, baby.
You gotta give us the plugs, baby.
Race car fans, we Southerners people down in Texas, where I'm from, where I was raised. You see that man, the big orange man, Donald Trump, he's trying to get people to support the wall. And down in Texas, we don't like the wall because we like Taylor and Hudson. Never mind, I'm not going to make that joke. We're not big fans of the wall. Anyways, Pink Floyd. I do like Pink Floyd.
You weren't a big fan of the wall? You were more of a Bam Bam Bigelow guy in that feud?
The hell are you talking about?
I wasn't
on that shit. Anyway,
you were doing Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling at that point.
Probably. Anyways, shut up and let me talk, Regal. I can still elbow you. I can elbow you via Skype. Rick might not be able to chop you, but I can clubber it on you. Clubbering, Tony! Anyways, this is weird watching myself on Skype when I'm talking. I'm not used to seeing myself when I'm talking. This is weird. Anyways, I am handsome, though. Damn. So it's a handsome American dream. The sweet son of a plumber. Anyways, did you watch Being the Elite yet this week, Regal?
I have not yet.
You son of a bitch. Anyways,
it just came out like right when we were recording.
God damn it, Regal. Why do you always talk when I'm talking? Try to do the plugs. Try to take it home. Do you want me to do the plugs?
Yes, please. I'm not gonna talk no more.
Hallelujah. Follow Regal at NCW Regal 444, baby. Follow Alex at One Real Smart Alex. Follow Margaret at Bales in a Cell and at Margaret Adele, because I don't even think she don't even tweet from that Bales in a Cell anymore. We gotta get some more podcasts on this network, Regal. When you dropping the next episode? Are you sad?
No.
When you dropping the next episode of Pure Old Regal?
We just dropped one last week. We'll do one next week talking about Honor Rising.
All right, baby. Rising? Thomas Montgomery, he likes Rising, doesn't he?
No, Honor Rising.
Oh. Anyways, One Real Smart Alex. Come to SCW Pro this weekend, Heartbreak. Or go to Steamer Slam 2 to benefit that young man who has cancer. They're doing a fundraiser show for him if you want to go there, Fulton High. And follow the podcast at Off the Chest TR. Follow Slam Fam. And maybe we'll have more followers than the New Age Clout Laws, whatever the fuck that is. Fuck this guy.